What if type 2 diabetes is curable? What if I told you that some doctors don't even consider it a disease? Practice shows that around 90% of type 2 diabetes cases can not only be controlled, but treated. It is possible to get off pills and insulin. Let's break down how to do it, step by step. You'll discover 7 steps that can help restore your cell's sensitivity to insulin, lower your blood sugar, and reclaim your health. And the expert from the Health and Longevity channel will explain why your blood sugar isn't going down even if you're following your doctor's recommendations. Today, you will learn how to treat type 2 diabetes without medication, how to lower blood sugar the right way, why it is important to go for a walk in the morning, and how many minutes per day do you need to walk to reverse diabetes forever? Can your microbiota devour all the sugar in your blood? Why are sugar substitutes dangerous? And how to choose the best one? How much weight do you need to lose for your sugar to normalize and stay that way? What is pumping, and how do you do it correctly? How quickly can you cure type 2 diabetes? Let's go. What do we know about diabetes? In type 2 diabetes, the body can't use insulin effectively, which leads to elevated blood sugar levels. But the most important thing to understand is that diabetes is not just about high blood sugar, it's a metabolic disorder, a disruption in the body's process of turning food into energy. The main problem is an energy overload in the body. That's why many doctors today claim that type 2 diabetes isn't a disease, but a systemic malfunction caused by lifestyle. Our expert endocrinologist, Roman Alexievich Terushin, is convinced that type 2 diabetes can be cured. That's absolutely correct. This is the right understanding of the theory. Insulin resistance and prediabetes are not diseases. They are a disruption of our biochemistry that slowly but surely leads to a diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. If we prefer not to call it a diagnosis or disease, we can call it a malfunction, and I fully support that. Diabetes is not just high blood sugar. It is a systemic failure of the entire body. The body is starving, as enough glucose doesn't reach the cells, and the cells themselves are starving too. As a result, everything in the body begins to break down. Insulin is often compared to a key that opens the door to a cell's pantry where energy, sugar, is stored. When we eat, sugar enters the blood, and insulin should open these doors so energy can reach the cell. But in type 2 diabetes, the keys don't work, the pantry doors don't open, and sugar builds up in the blood. The question is, why does this happen, and how can we fix it? You can beat type 2 diabetes, and we've found out what it takes to do that. Step 1. Burn glucose. You can walk away from diabetes literally. Physical activity burns glucose and lowers blood sugar. And we found that there's one important detail. Exercise should be done before breakfast and after. Look, we need to burn the glucose that accumulated in the muscles and liver from the previous day. You got energy in the evening. It wasn't used, so it went into storage, your liver. You need to remove it from there because you'll be eating again, which means more energy is coming in. You need to get rid of old energy reserves. That's why you need to exercise before breakfast and after breakfast. And to burn new energy, exercise after lunch and dinner. And here's another important point. You can choose any exercises, sports, or activities that suit you. But there's a nuance. Actually, 2. First, don't count gardening or house cleaning as physical activity. The activity should be aerobic. This means physical exertion during which the body uses oxygen to produce energy. Brisk walking, running, swimming, and dancing are aerobic exercises. Second nuance, your physical activity must be done in the presence of oxygen, outdoors. Why is this so important? Our expert Roman Alexievich Terushin explains exclusively for the Health and Longevity channel. Without oxygen, we only get 2 molecules of energy. but with oxygen, 36. That's an 18-fold difference. It's precisely due to this difference that energy production and expenditure will vary greatly. It's been proven that the presence of oxygen allows the body to use energy reserves more effectively. So the recommendations for step 1: add or increase physical activity outdoors so your body starts using glucose as an energy source. Walk, swim, or ride a bike for at least 150 minutes a week. That's not much, just 22 minutes a day. That's the bare minimum you must do if you want to reverse diabetes. But how do you start if you've never exercised before? Start with 10 to 15 minutes of walking daily. You can even walk at home in front of the TV. Stand up and walk in place while watching your favorite show. Gradually increase the duration. After 2 to 3 weeks, when your body gets used to it and your heart adapts, add light strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Do exercises using your body weight, push-ups from the windowsill or wall, squats. Good habits aren't built in a day. You'll need effort to overcome dependence on food and pills. After all, physical activity activates the muscles and they begin to consume glucose even without insulin. Imagine how your life will change once you beat diabetes. You'll accomplish so much. You'll finally do the things you've been putting off. And that feeling of health, waking up without pain, is worth the effort. Let's move on. Step 2. Optimize your diet. You know that with diabetes, it's recommended to avoid high glycemic index foods because the carbs in them are quickly absorbed and cause blood sugar spikes. But do you know the right way to reduce carbs? Should you eat the allowed portion all at once or spread it throughout the day? We should spread our intake throughout the day. If we consume everything in one meal, there will be a sharp spike in blood sugar followed by a drop. And if your blood sugar is already high, it means insulin resistance and impaired carbohydrate metabolism are already present, which causes these spikes and crashes. Our goal is to smooth them out, focus on complex carbohydrates, and consume them gradually throughout the day. It's important to reduce the amount of carbohydrates in each meal. Your diet should focus on lowering calorie intake and improving metabolism. Recommendations for step 2. First, reduce carbohydrates to 20 to 30% of total daily calories. If your daily intake is 1,500 calories, then carbs should make up no more than 300 to 450 calories. To give you an idea, a small slice of whole grain bread contains about 70 to 80 calories. If you don't know how to properly calculate your daily calorie intake, check out our guide. Your daily calorie needs depend on your weight and activity level. And if you don't want to calculate anything, just estimate how many carbs you eat per day and cut that amount by 1/3. Control your portion size and avoid overeating. Divide your meals into 3 to 4 servings throughout the day. However, small, frequent meals, often recommended for weight loss and some medical conditions, are not desirable for diabetes. I'm generally against frequent small meals because they lead to additional insulin spikes and ultimately insulin resistance. If you're already experiencing insulin spikes, then insulin resistance is present. That's why it's better to stick to 3, maximum 4 meals a day, depending on your weight. Ensure you get enough protein and fiber and increase your daily activity. That means 3 to 4 meals with water, tea, or coffee in between, but no sugar, milk, or cookies, as we don't need unnecessary insulin spikes. And be sure to walk a lot. That way we can gradually deal with insulin resistance, excess weight, and type 2 diabetes. And be cautious with sugar substitutes. The sweet taste is a signal that food is safe and full of energy. In ancient times, our ancestors instinctively sought out sweet things to restore strength. But sweetness is not just energy. As soon as something sweet hits your tongue, the taste receptors are instantly activated. A signal is sent to the brain, stimulating the pleasure center. That's why it's so hard to give up treats, even when you know you should. By replacing sugar with sweeteners, you can still enjoy the taste of sweetness while keeping your blood sugar under control. But here's what's important. Many sugar substitutes can affect metabolism and alter the gut microbiome, which may contribute to the development of metabolic disorders. Let's ask the expert. Which sweetener is safe, and what would he recommend? Absolutely all sweeteners on the market are safe. The issue is quantity. If you consume sweeteners in kilograms, nothing good will come of it, just like with sugar. If you ask me what I choose, I go with sweeteners, but I still limit how much I consume. When cooking at home, I prefer stevia or complex sweeteners. Just keep in mind that stevia has a distinct aftertaste that not everyone likes. Like this video if you didn't know that. And to make sure you don't miss tips from our new expert, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to click the bell next to the subscribe button and choose all. That way you'll get a notification and won't miss the next episode. Let's move on. And right now, our expert will answer the question, why doesn't blood sugar go down even if you follow all of your doctor's instructions? Most likely, if you followed all the doctor's recommendations, but your blood sugar still isn't dropping, it's because you've skipped the most important one. You're not consuming enough protein. We are protein-based life forms. Protein metabolism is the foundation of everything. When it fails, we lack the building blocks. As a result, both carbohydrate and fat metabolism collapse. If we don't rebuild this foundation, we can do whatever we want with carbs and fats. It won't work. Step 3. Normalize the microbiota. It's no longer news that your health and the treatment of most illnesses begin in the gut. Research shows that the microbiota plays a role in managing type 2 diabetes. Certain types of gut bacteria ferment indigestible carbohydrates and produce fatty acids, which can improve insulin sensitivity and help stabilize blood sugar levels. Microbiota also affects how fats and carbohydrates are absorbed, which influences body weight. And excess weight is one of the main risk factors in developing type 2 diabetes. But we'll talk about weight later. For now, let's focus on how to restore the microbiota so it can help lower your blood sugar. Some studies show that plant-based enzymes can influence the composition of the microbiota by improving the balance between beneficial and harmful bacteria. In general, enzymes can help restore microbiota function, especially if you have digestive issues. But it's not that simple. We found out that pineapple extract, which is used as a plant-based enzyme for digestion issues and weight loss, may actually do more harm than good. Look at the screen. To keep pineapple extract in powdered form, it needs a base. That base is maltodextrin, a carbohydrate derived from starch. This substance has a high glycemic index, meaning it is rapidly absorbed by the body and can cause a sharp spike in blood sugar. Unfortunately, not all supplements are beneficial, and not all of them are harmful either. Our body needs extra support and care. Want to know what should be added to diabetes treatment? These are supplements, nothing more than food in a different form. We simply can't get all the nutrients we need from food alone. If we want to live longer and better, we must get additional nutrients from vitamins. I'd highlight vitamin D, magnesium, B-complex vitamins, and omega fatty acids. These are essential for everyone on a regular basis. In type 2 diabetes, you can also add alpha-lipoic acid and berberine instead of metformin, because berberine doesn't have the side effects metformin does. Maybe vitamin C with rutin as well, to further help with insulin resistance and improve protein metabolism. That should be more than enough, provided you get enough protein, increase your fiber intake, and stay active. After all, type 2 diabetes is a lifestyle disease. When choosing support for your body, carefully read the ingredients, even for seemingly harmless herbal remedies. Don't forget about the white capsule shells that contain harmful dyes. We talked about it in one of our videos. Right now, we're preparing episodes about lipomas and papillomas, and you can leave questions for our new experts in the comments to this video. But let's get back to diabetes. Obviously, if your blood sugar is around 10, you'll need glucose-lowering medications like metformin and other substances that interfere with your metabolism. But remember, this only works while you're taking it. Once you stop, the sugar level will rise again. That's why I support the approach of understanding how your body works, restoring it, and making it naturally metabolize sugar more efficiently. Vitamin D isn't just about bones or calcium-phosphorus balance. It affects receptor sensitivity, sex hormones, and more. B vitamins, energy, brain function, detox, liver support. Without them, mitochondria don't function properly. We are generally deficient in omega-3 fatty acids, which we need to reduce inflammation. Magnesium supports the nervous system and plays a role in carbohydrate metabolism. Many patients' blood sugar stabilizes just from proper magnesium intake. Alpha-lipoic acid, rutin, and berberine all improve metabolism and insulin sensitivity, helping your body better utilize the sugar it has. Supplements help restore the body during systemic malfunction. As for normalizing the microbiota, take enzymes if you have digestive issues. Increase your intake of fiber, probiotics, and prebiotics to improve gut function and lose weight, because a healthy weight is step 4 on the path to health. There is a direct link between excess weight and type 2 diabetes, although even slim people can sometimes have cells that don't respond well to insulin, making it harder to absorb sugar from the blood. But this is extremely rare. When a person has a lot of fat, especially in the abdominal area, it affects how insulin works. And losing even a small amount of weight, for example, just 5 to 10% of your starting weight, can already lower blood glucose levels. If you weigh 100 kilograms, losing just 5 kilograms will already make a difference. And losing 5 kilograms in a month is totally doable. How to lose weight? Rule number 1. No diets or starvation. You should feel full and satisfied. But what's on your plate should shift from high-calorie foods to lower-calorie options. Rule number 2. Choose healthy, minimally processed foods that are rich in nutrients. And rule number 3, burn more calories than you consume. The amount of calories you burn through walking or exercise must exceed the amount of calories you take in from food. This is the only truly effective way to lose weight. Or do you think otherwise? Or do you know another way? Tell us in the comments. Have you ever tried to lose weight? How did you do it? And did it work? Next step, improve your metabolism. Losing weight with type 2 diabetes can be challenging because high blood sugar affects appetite and metabolism. Sometimes you feel hungry even after eating, but that doesn't mean weight loss and recovery are impossible. What do you need to understand? Diabetes will go away if you can increase your cell's sensitivity to insulin and normalize your metabolism. How do you do that? First, let's work on restoring liver function. The liver plays a key role in glucose and insulin metabolism. When the liver becomes congested, its ability to process glucose is reduced. You can improve blood flow and liver cell function through a method called liver pumping. Liver pumping is a technique that relieves venous congestion in the liver and helps it function properly. For home liver pumping, some preparation is needed. Dandelion works well. Pour 1 to 2 teaspoons of dried root with a cup of boiling water and steep for 15 to 20 minutes. Strain and drink warm in the morning on an empty stomach. Then, using both palms, gently press your rib cage inward from both sides and release. Press again and release sharply. Repeat this 2 to 30 times. It's recommended to do liver pumping 1 to 2 times a week for best results. It's also important to monitor how you feel and consult a doctor if needed. Our videos get hundreds of thousands of views because we talk about both evidence-based and traditional medicine, and we provide specific steps and proven remedies. And now, traditional remedies to help maintain normal blood sugar levels. Step 6. Maintain healthy blood sugar levels. Among medicinal herbs known to diabetics are chicory, lady's mantle, bilberry, dandelion, and bean pods, as they help keep sugar levels stable. Chicory helps normalize blood sugar and improves metabolism. Bilberry strengthens blood vessels and improves insulin sensitivity. Lady's mantle normalizes metabolism and improves liver function. We recommend taking one remedy for a month and then switching to another. Step 7. Reduce stress. You remember that stress raises cortisol, the stress hormone, right? Well, this also causes a spike in blood sugar, even if you have a normal weight and eat right. In other words, stress can trigger diabetes. Here are the recommendations for Step 7. Take more walks and get more rest. Also, breathe slowly and deeply for at least 10 minutes a day, and sleep long enough so that you wake up feeling rested. Sleep deprivation disrupts the hormones that regulate blood sugar. You can improve your sleep with a few simple tricks. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Avoid looking at bright screens on your phone or computer for at least an hour before bed. Instead, try reading, listening to audiobooks, or doing light stretching or meditation. And keep an eye on your bedroom temperature. It's considered ideal for sleep to keep it between 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. And if you're unable to improve your sleep, reduce stress, or manage anxiety on your own, we recommend seeking help from a psychologist or neurologist. Your nervous system and mental health directly impact your physical well-being. But you know how hard it is to find a good doctor. So how many doctors have you had to change? Tell us in the comments, what didn't satisfy you? Our expert will share tips on how to make the right choice. Experience is important, of course, but even more important is feedback from patients, word of mouth, and the desire to help. You can work in a clinic for 40 years, but if you haven't helped many patients during that time, what's the point? Especially when you spend most of a 10-minute appointment filling out paperwork and no one listens or follows your advice. That's why I believe the most important trait in a doctor is the desire to help the patient. If you think about it, when you already have your test results, you can consult with and get treatment plans from several doctors online. So tell us, are you ready to be treated remotely by a doctor? Share your thoughts in the comments. How fast can type 2 diabetes be cured? So we've understood that type 2 diabetes is a systemic failure in the body. Its main causes are excess carbohydrates and saturated fats, physical inactivity, and obesity. And since type 2 diabetes results from metabolic disorders, not genetics, then to cure it and stop needing medication, you must change your lifestyle. Of course, that's not easy. Changing your lifestyle is much harder than just taking a blood sugar lowering pill. But with the right approach, improvements can be noticeable in as little as 2 weeks. Blood sugar levels start to stabilize, and you'll have more energy. And within 1 to 3 months, if all the recommendations are followed, type 2 diabetes can be successfully managed, and in some cases, fully reversed. So take action. The Health and Longevity Channel team is confident you can do it. How not to give up on your journey to health? Set realistic goals. For example, aim to lower your blood sugar by 5 to 10% within a month. Take small steps. For example, first reduce carbs at dinner, then at lunch, and track your progress. Start a food and physical activity journal to monitor your successes. That's all for now. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like this video because we made it just for you. Wishing you health and longevity.